Today is Wednesday, June 19th, and I'm just wondering, what's next for the Dallas Mavericks?
And now, a word from our title sponsor.
Are all financial advisors fiduciaries? Fewer than you think. Not knowing could reduce your lifestyle. Hi, I'm Mitch Kramer, founder and CEO of Fluent Financial. A fiduciary is a regulatory term to reduce conflicts of interest in wealth management. A fiduciary always works in your best interest. A non-fiduciary advisor might put their compensation or company ahead of yours. At Fluent Financial, we are certified financial planners acting as fiduciary advisors. To learn more, go to fluentfinancial.com or Fluent Financial's YouTube channel.
There's been a significant development in your laundry room. Laundry detergent sheets, not dryer sheets, but the same concept. Paper thin, remarkably efficient. Just toss one into your load of clothes and voila! Sparkling clean and smelling great. And as a plus, they're hypoallergenic for those with sensitive skin. No more jugs of detergent. Jugs that just wind up in trash heaps. It's easy to get your laundry detergent sheets. Just go to the link in today's podcast episode.
Introducing Star Power Smart Home Solutions, where cutting-edge technology meets effortless living. Control your entire home with just a tap on your smartphone. Adjust the lights, set the perfect temperature, and ensure your home is secure, all from the palm of your hand. Star Power has the experts that will transform your house into a secure, smart home. Experience the ultimate solution in comfort and security for your family. Get started at GetStarPower.com. Star Power, where innovation meets home.
Hi from Nicaragua. This is one of Mary and I's favorite places on earth. Out behind me, you see the lush beachside jungle of a place called Macul that we'll tell you about on Friday on Just Wondering. But today, the Mavericks. Yes, the year ended with a thud Monday night, losing by 18 points to Boston. But the Mavericks had a fantastic season. Just fantastic season. In the playoffs, they eliminated 3 of the 4 top teams in the NBA West. And at the trade deadline, they added 2 parts for the future. Center Daniel Gafford and power forward P.J. Washington. Now, maybe the taste of defeat is going to linger a bit because of those games 2 and 3 of the series against the Celtics. Games that, as we look back, seemed winnable, but they weren't won. And hats off to the Celtics. They lost to a Boston team that was the best record in the NBA in the season, in the regular season. In the playoffs, Boston a spectacular 16-3 in 4 playoff series. This is the stat that blows my mind. In 101 games that the Celtics played this year, in 50 of them, they had a lead of 20 points or more. Yikes! And years from now, when we look back at this year, is it possible that the Mavericks played a team with 4 future Hall of Famers? 4? Jason Tatum's a wonderful player. Jaylen Brown got the MVP of this series, and he's a terrific two-way player, offense and defense. And then there's Al Horford, who's had 17 distinguished years in this league and now has his first championship ring. And then there's Jrue Holiday. This is just my opinion. If I had a vote, he would have been the MVP of this series. He is a smothering defensive presence. When people talk about, gee, Kyrie didn't have much of a series, well, I think I can tell you why Kyrie didn't have much of a series. Jrue Holiday, the best defensive player, I think, in the NBA. But there's more to Drew Holiday than just defense. In the first 2 games of this series, 2 Boston wins, Holiday totaled 38 points, 19 rebounds, 8 assists, and no turnovers. No turnovers. The last player to score this much in the first 2 games of an NBA playoff final series was in 1998. Michael Jordan scored more than 38 points and had no turnovers. But back to the Mavs and their plans. First, before we talk about what they add, we got to talk about what they keep, and that's Derrick Jones. Derrick Jones is a valuable small forward fit for this team. Best defender on the team. And if you watched Boston, Dallas needs more and more defenders. They could keep Jones. They almost have to keep Jones. But as a starter, let's talk about what they must have offensively. Luka and Kyrie need a third scorer. Now, the Mavs are fine at center with Gafford and Lively. So if there's going to be a third scorer added, it's going to have to be at forward, either Derrick Jones or P.J. Washington spots. Now, they're both good players. And the problem you have is if you try to go get another scorer to play it forward, how much are you giving up defensively? And the Mavericks can't give up defensively. They've just become that pretty good defensive team. But that's what Nico Harrison must decide, what he must determine in this offseason. Now, Mavs don't have much to trade. They've got the $16.2 million expiring contract of Tim Hardaway. What happened to Tim Hardaway? Tim Hardaway's a good basketball player, but he played so poorly. He fell into deeper and deeper disuse for the Mavericks to the point where they didn't trust him at all in some playoff games to play any minutes. And perhaps they have a player to trade in the young guard Hardy. Now, after 3 years in the league, I have to tell you something. He's got offensive ability, but he's very one-dimensional. And when he's on the floor, it's his ball, and his ball only. But he's young, and perhaps he has attraction for other teams. He has an attraction for other teams. The Mavs also have virtually no draft choices to trade. They got rid of their 27 number 1 in the acquisition of Gafford in Washington. And their number 1 this year is gone to the Knicks. And the number 29 one is already gone. Well, you get the picture here. The Mavs don't have much draft capital to trade. And cap room. What about adding a free agent? Well, the Mavs right now are slightly over the cap, meaning all they would have to offer is the $5.2 million mid-level exception. So, can the Mavs keep Jones on a reasonable contract? Because his play, I would bet, caught some attention around the league. Can they trade Hardaway for something legit to come back? Can they find an important player using that $5.2 million mid-level exception? But the Mavs are much, much closer to what we could think of as a championship contender right now than they were even in March. None of us in March thought of them as a championship contender, but here they were in the finals of the NBA. Can they find the pieces to take the next step?
Today's episode brought to you by Fluent Financial, Retire Sooner, Better Lifestyle, and by Star Power, Love Where You Live.
Just Wondering is a production of DSP Media for FanStream Sports. You can find Norm's show along with other great programming at fanstreamsports.com.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. If you enjoyed it, hit follow. And every weekday, a fresh new episode of Just Wondering will be delivered right to you. And if you enjoy this podcast, please share it with a friend. Finally, should you have questions or comments, please share them with us by going to X and our address at Norm's Clubhouse. That's Just Wondering with Norm Hitzges. And every day, I'll be just wondering about something.
And I'm Mary Hitchkus, and I'm just wondering too.